Here's a look at this hour's hot shots in Minnesota. Signs of autumn. Take a look at this. Beautiful pictures. In Australia, meanwhile, a kangaroo hangs out at the fourth hole of the Perth International Golf Tournament. In India, a traditional drum troupe waits to be hired for a festival. In Spain, a man fishes during a heavy rainstorm. Hot shots, pictures coming in from around the world. Political signs and billboards are sprouting up everywhere, but there are strong suspicions some of them aren't connected with candidates or issues, but just plain dirty politics. Our crime and justice correspondent Joe Johns is working the story for us. What's going on, Joe?
Wolf, you might think voter fraud is a massive problem given all the attention it's getting this year, despite the fact that a Justice Department study said it was an issue in far less than 1% of the votes cast between 2002 and 2005. So, are new ads about voter fraud intended to inform voters or intimidate them? Voter fraud is a felony. Billboards with this simple and factual message are stirring up controversy in two battleground states. Here's why voting rights activists like Eric Marshall are upset.
Yes, voter fraud is a felony, but it's the way they're being displayed and the fact that they're in almost exclusively areas or around areas that are predominantly African-American or Latino. It sends a message to those communities that there's a problem with your voting.
The billboards have been popping up in cities in Ohio and Wisconsin, 85 in Milwaukee, 30 in Columbus, another 30 in Cleveland, and 31 in Cincinnati.
Take it down!
Protests started almost as soon as they went up, demanding the signs come down.
This billboard is nothing but a symbol of pure, unadulterated voter suppression to target an African-American community.
But the two advertising companies that sold the space, Clear Channel and Norton Outdoor, say the buyer was not out to target minorities.
There was no request for any specific demographic target at all. They wanted the best locations they could get for those 4 weeks leading up to the election.
The big mystery is who's behind them. The billboard itself does not tell. It reads, paid for by a private family foundation, and neither company will say who that is. After declining an on-camera interview, here's what Clear Channel wrote to CNN. The advertiser put into the contract to remain anonymous. It is our policy to require advertisers, including political advertisers, to have disclaimers which identify them. Unfortunately, that policy was not followed in this case. But Marshall sees that as a red flag.
No one's stepping forward and taking responsibility for these billboards and explaining the reason why, and that's part of the problem. If these were innocuous, then why would you specifically negotiate in your contract with Clear Channel a confidentiality clause to stay hidden?
But bottom line, Mike Norton, whose family owns Norton Outdoor, sees nothing wrong with the content of the ads.
The things that we stipulate from political advertisers is that A, it's accurate, and B, that they're not attack ads. And this fell well within the realm of reason on both of those benchmarks.
These billboards are scheduled to be up through Election Day, and neither company has any plans to take them down before then. Voting rights groups have raised $30,000 to put up their own billboards in Cleveland and Milwaukee, encouraging everyone to vote. So it looks like it's going to be Battle of the Billboards in parts of the Midwest. Wolf.
Looks like it. Joe Johns, thank you.